Right, hello everyone. Welcome to pre-season race of Tier 2 in the Switchback Racing League. I am your host, Mr. BT, and I will be joined today by none other than it's Pyro. Say hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much. And we have a short qualifying session today, 16 drivers. Of course, it's only pre-season. Hopefully, we will be seeing better figures for round one. And word on the street, as you can see, is a very dry quali, but the race, in some capacity, will be wet. So yeah, tell us your thoughts on that, sir.
Well, I'm glad it's a dry quali. We won't see many crashes, hopefully, but we see. Oh god, we see that wonderful full wet tyre on Snell's car.
Snell, the well-renowned comedian who absolutely everyone despises. We're gonna go on board with Mr. Klein. I'll take you around a lap of Spain. He is on the medium tyre. The man who's been in Tier 1 for a couple of, well, every season he's been here apart from now. He's taken a big plunge down, but I have no worries that he's going to be a strong competitor in this tier.
Oh, he's on full wet. So
yeah. I know. Oh, God, this guy. As he, we're going to take off the tyres. I don't even want to look at him. As Klein sets off then on his conquest around this circuit in Spain. Goes turn 1, brakes a little bit early, hugs all of that inside curb, takes a nice line over the second curve through turn 2, sweeps in, lags a little bit through turn 3, and as you can see the understeer is very challenging to deal with, but Klein is just about kept it together. 21.8 first sector, that's actually a pretty good banker for the mediums. Short shifts up into 5th, goes a little bit onto the grass there, the understeer, the low grip of quality kicking in there. 2 upshifts nice and early onto the throttle, his teammate Pally Puller gets out of the way. As he sweeps across the inside curve, this is looking like a very nice clap, although he gets very close to invalidating there, does Klein. Got to worry about Mr. Comedian himself on the wet tyre, who is going to pull out of the way duly. And it's a 50.7 split, good stuff from Klein, trailbreaking into the hairpin, the first corner of Sector 3, then just about clips that inside curb down into 4th. A little bit of understeer it seems, corner, very tricky one to get your front end hooked in. But now he's sweeping through, he's looking very nice there, hooks the inside curb, 2 upshifts as Liam disconnects from the session, unfortunately. We'll need to get him back in here. And Klein obviously comes across the line, it's a 116.9 on the mediums, and that's a good time, has to be said. Is there anyone else? Is that Haas on the lap? It's busy, he's done a 50.8 on the soft tyre.
I am, yeah. The inside corners was very nice,
I know he's been always been pretty strong around here.
That Leighton,
yeah, busy. Looks like he lost a lot of time in that last sector. He's done a 17.4.
And it looks like Snell has provoked Leighton into going to the full wets.
Ronnie Barker, Toxic de Shui, Je Suis even. P2 again with a 16.9. Ronnie Barker with an 18.4. Implies that he might want to start on the mediums actually. Didn't look like a particularly aggressive lap. His former teammate, Low Lion, the man who was really on time into the lobby today, coming through turn 1 now. Let's see what he's got to offer. Sweeping through turn 3, a little bit cautious through the first 2 turns, it has to be said, with a bit of understeer as well. He's going to have to try and get it hooked up now, although he does a 21.9, which is about a 10th and a half off Klein. Gets on the throttle very early there, though, it has to be said. Who's the next to finish that lap? I think it's Pally Puller. He's done a 50.5 actually. You're an
Snell
idiot.
Has
You're an absolute idiot.
And it looks like it's on it's just past Leo as Leo goes up to 9.
Well, Pally we're just going to pretend he isn't in this race. Pally cuts across the inside curve and he does a 117.3. It looked like he lost a lot of that time in that last sector. He was 3/10 ahead of Klein's split. So yeah, that's a bit of a struggle for him as Busy peels off into the pits. Is that can you invite Liam back, please? So I don't have to blue screen the stream.
Leo's what sector on the good lap?
He's taken all that inside curb. Oh, it's a weird line though. He takes the inside curb. There's a 117.4, puts him in P6. Slows down the representative runs, I'd say, but of course he is on a set of medium tyres. Liam's back in, mate.
Yes.
Gonna have a look at Aichi now. On his flying lap, just come across the line now. Let's see what he's capable of. The German driver, new to this league, a really unknown quantity. He is also a reserve. quite cautious, it looks like.
And then the YouTube didn't go into the game.
Sorry?
The YouTube didn't go to this one.
Oh. Okay. Why?
I don't know.
I'll tag everyone then. And I'll get yours in as well. I can't see yours. I think your streams work. Your stream isn't on if you...
I'm not streaming.
Okay.
I actually did invalidate as well.
He has invalidate, yeah.
Kai's a lot going through into turn.
Kai, arguably the favourite of 21.833. It's a good time through the first sector. Kai looked very comfortable around here when I raced him a while ago. Sorry, Kai.
That's a nice turn 9.
It's looking good.
Turn 10.
50.5, so the same time as what Pally had. Brian retires from the session. I don't know where that is. I think it's outside of the pits, actually. Sorry, inside the pits, yeah. It's a weird choice from Brian. Kai looking very smooth, he misses the apex a little bit, yeah. I think he's lost a bit of time there. He should go fastest though, because his split was very quick. 16.7 from Kai.
Not by a lot.
No, I think he'll be looking for better than that, knowing the guy's standards.
2 tenths from mediums. I mean, if he mistakes sector 1 we didn't see, but we'll see Klein going to a soft lap now. With my last report.
You have some wonderful comments of the stream that I will not be reading.
Klein takes a nice turn 1, turn 2.
Michael's please, lad. Yeah, Mike Klein looking very good through there, has to be said. And he's 21.6. That's a really fast first sector. Although really hesitant on the throttle there.
Wasn't that great, but
yeah.
Should be able to make it over the massive grip on the soft.
Watching Klein drive is just a pleasure. His technique is so good, and he's had a really good exit through there as well. No, it was good.
Oh
no! Oh, oh no! The commentator's curse. That was not too nice to watch. Of course, if he keeps it in the top 10, which is fairly likely, he'll be able to start on the medium tyre. But oh no, he's right in the middle of the track as well. Busy's done a 50.2, but he spun. Oh, Busy had a really good split there, but he lost the car. Oh, it's disappointing for him. So he's not really going to get a representative time, but he still might move somewhat up.
Norwich fan. For P2 3 now.
Can you invite Michaels, please? Yeah, Busy P2, good stuff. He's back in.
Hello,
sorry. Invite Michaels, it's fine. Norwich has done a 21.6, yeah, I know. 21.6 through the first sector, that's good. A little bit of what Klein did, but of course Norwich is not in the wall. Goes straight onto the throttle. ED&TC. Norwich has kept it valid so far. He's going to have to go through this tricky corner, I believe, turn 7 and 8, but he just about navigates that one enough now through turn 9. A little bit of a lift there. Takes a bit of the curve, bounces a little bit, but he looks to be okay. And he's done a 50.3, so he is currently a 10.5 up on Kai. Takes the curve, has to mount that inside curve, maybe a little bit too much, is quite tentative on the throttle.
Wow, so early on the throttle, how does he do that?
Hooks that apex very nicely.
And straight for throttle, here we go.
He's looking good. Takes that inside curve. It looks like he is going to be fastest. And it is a 16.4, so a couple tenths ahead of Kai, and now he's going to look to respond to that, the German driver. Busy as well, is 3 tenths down on his lap time. I don't know if he's going to finish this though. He is not. Pally.
One of the fellow admins. The final chicane. It would take this. Nice apex on both the chicanes.
A little bit cautious though.
Maybe a bit lift off.
You need to really just sweep through there, but he's going to get into the 16s, that's for certain. Yeah, P3, 16.7, just 3 thousandths behind Kai. Michaels is now on that lap. Last season's champion, of course, looking to reassert his dominance in arguably a much more challenging division this year. It really does have to be said. As Ronnie P2 with a 116.5 in that McLaren. man who joined midway through last season. He's now looking to show what he can do. Definitely had a lot of improvement. It's certain to say. As Leighton, I believe, has just done a 16.9 as he cuts across the track.
We are 21.8 in first sector.
That's good. About a tenth and a half down on the fastest man in Norwich in a minute.
It's purple sector, sorry.
The purple sector was Klein, 6.62. Leo looks like he's taking a lot of that curb, but it's actually looking pretty nice from him, although he looks like he's low on ERS, so I feel like this is his second lap in a row.
I think with the final chicane, should be alright.
Yeah. And a 50.4, so he's a little bit down on Norwich, maybe I think a tenth it was. But of course he can gain time through this last sector.
700 or so.
Short shifting nicely through the gears is Leo. I think a little bit of that curb understeers a bit, maybe the grip of these old tyres struggling a bit, but he's taken that very nicely, it has to be said. Really is close to the inside curb as you want to be, and Leo is going to go P2 with a purple final sector as you might expect.
Just ahead of it. As now Kai goes on to another lap for his second run.
Is Leo still in the session? Yeah, game is just back on controller for the first time in about a month. As Reds goes fastest now with a 1:16.2, good lap from him. And Toxic Just Sweet does usurp that indeed. Yeah, Gamer has crashed. Well done. Unlucky for him. And Aichi has done a 18.4, so he's actually a little bit off the pace, is the German man. I don't know if that is his best work.
Mike isn't looking great with a 51.0 split. That's around 8/10 down.
I think Aichi made a bit of a mistake in the last sector because he was a second off. Mike done a 51.0, so he's a fair bit off the pace, it has to be said, and yet he goes P11 with a 1:17.3, maybe looking to go on those alternate strategy. Liam is, for me, going to be one of the men to beat here, along with like Kai, Red, Jasui. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys at the top end of this tier, though. Kai is a 10th up, but I feel like he's going to gain some more time through this final sector. Takes that last corner extremely nicely. What is the German man going to do? Is he going to stick it first? He's not. He's gone P3 with a 1:16.4. It's a good lap from Kai, but it's not quite where he'd want to be in comparison to some of his rivals, that is for sure. Aichi was up, but invalidated.
Going to the pits, then going for the final run. With about 3 minutes left to move.
Kai's going to have to cannon back to the pits, I think.
Did anyone get into the 15s?
Yeah, I'd say so. Of course, we know. I mean, we're even going to see the 15s in Tier 1. You know, it's impressive.
Definitely.
Last time I've done quali here, I didn't get into the 15s. What did I do?
We're not looking at 15s in Tier 1, then what the hell is Reds and just be doing in Tier 2?
No, we will be. I'm just awful at Spain. What time did I do? 16.1. So I just about would have been pole here. Of course, no ABS tax. This is what it is.
We'll see Mike.
Aichi's chilling on low fuel mode. That's not going to help. Let's hope he doesn't block Liam, who's marauding through the middle sector now.
What was his first sector?
I don't know. Aichi Julie gets out of the way.
Well, we'll see a split of this inside.
Liam has done a 50.5 split, so he's a little bit off the pace. I don't know what Jasui did.
So
he read it out in
off.
6. Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Norwich did a 0.3 or 0.2.
He did a 0.3, but I think he lost time in the last sector. Liam looking a bit cautious here, but it's not bad. It's his first lap, of course. He looks like he's lagging a lot as well. It's a 17.3 for Liam. I feel like he'd expect a lot better from himself. Pally's now on a lap. Busy as well is, I think, on a better lap. Liam retires from the session on track. You're not really meant to do that, lad.
It's the chicane.
Well, Busy's taken that well. Busy looking very good to set.
Is that true?
A nice time here, and yeah, he goes up into P3 or 1:16.3. Good lap. It's a good lap from Busy.
Now, the only thing
Pally is on a lap. And he's done a 21.7. Hopefully Leo gets out of the way. I think he will though. He does, yep. Good stuff. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Liam's car needs to disappear so we can see how much time there is left in the session. So we have 2 minutes, so anyone who needs to get out of the pits, they'll want to do that now really. Liam disconnects from the session.
Oh, Pally spun it.
Pally spun. He needs to lock his tyres.
A nice 360 though. Saves it.
Saved it well. Mike is marauding through. He's just about up on his time, but he's down. So Mike, yeah, not looking too nice for him.
Klein wants to start P11 now, probably. That'll be his best bet to try and do something. He's on the medium lap time right now, but he'd want fresh. No, Michael will not give him that opportunity. Leighton 1/10 up from Sector 1 at the moment.
Pally is really quite aggressive with the throttle, that's to be said. Who's on a lap now? Busy has backed off, so that's going to be his final work today.
Leighton 2/10 up. And Aichi he's just come out of the pits with a minute left.
It's going to be hard. He's going to need to let Reds through here. And he has done so. So Reds now is on his final run. We'll see how he does, but I'm first going to focus on IDZ TK9, who's done a 50.1 in the middle sector. That's looking good, although he might have had a bit of traffic from Busy. Oh, that's looking good from IDZ TK9. aka Ronnie Barker, let's see what he does coming up the line. Is this going to be pole? He's got P3, oh, he's just about behind Reds, but that's still a very good lap. And yeah, he is going to back off. He's happy with that. Reds is 009 up. Coming through the middle sector now. Gets a DRS on. Gets up the gears, and he has done a 50.1. He's a little bit down. He's going to need to find some time in that last sector. Cautious on the throttle is Reds, and he's understeered pitifully, and that is going to be it for him. The checker flag is out. Aichi has not made it round for a lap.
We have split the McLarens, which may be a strategy coming into play for Jesui and IDZ.
Speaking of Jesui, he's just about down on his lap time. Busy's not on a lap. Kai is 2.5 tenths up coming through the last corner now. Can he snatch pole on this track? He got just about. Jesui's retired. Kai is 2 thousandths off pole position here. Oh my word, he had a purple last sector. I know, relax.
Moment.
Norwich fan coming through now is going to be the next to finish what I believe is a competitive lap time. Yes, that's correct. Norwich, he's down though. No, he is not going to be competitive. He's 3.5 seconds down. Oh, and Leo Lyon's in the wall. They're all absolutely flying, and that is it for qualifying. The top four within 400ths of a second.
And Leighton,
that is close.
Well, he's finished, but Leighton's crashed on the line with no tyre.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Jesui and Liam biting the dust and literally.
That is it. As Norwich puts it in the wall and somehow doesn't lose his tyre.
Jesui on pole with a Red Bull.
So it is a wet race.
Oh.
It's raining the whole race.
Oh god. Yeah, no, Kai takes P2. Yeah. 2 thousandths.
I'm just going to tell the guys.
McLaren, the only one who has to start mediums. I wonder how that's going to play into strategy.
Let's just have a look at the sector times between Jesui and Kai. It looks like they were, yeah, Jesui got it in the middle sector at 28.3. That's a strong time, to be fair. And Kai was had a pretty decent last sector with a 26.0, but he just wasn't quite close enough. And that is it then. So Jesui is on pole position. Kai at P2. I feel like we haven't got the countdown yet, which worries me. Reds in P3. IDZ CK9, aka Ronnie in P4. Busy in P5. Norwich fan P6. Leo Lyon P7. Leighton P8. Paddy Butter P9 and Klein P10. He crashed out of the session on his second lap, looking very strong. He was, well, yeah, in the medium tyre, on a medium tyre, 7.5 tenths off in his banker. which is pretty good. Mike was a second off the pace, did not look like his strongest of outings, the champion from last season. Liam Cross in P12. Aichi was a second off, didn't get to set his final lap, and I believe he had a mistake in his last sector. Snell, Brian, and Yeah Gamer all without a time. That is it.
Go in the chat, then. Look what Henry's saying. Is it gonna advance sometime soon?
Liam's left, so it should be. No, to be fair, it's a thing. I'm just waiting. It is PSGO. Yeah, brilliant.
That's right.
Just gonna leave the stream here. Comments.